What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Friday, February 19th, 2016, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. The sequel to the 1982 science fiction classic Blade Runner will be released in North American theaters on January 12, 2018, Warner Brothers announced Thursday. Filmmaker Denis Villeneuve is directing the film, which will star Ryan Gosling and include Harrison Ford reprising his iconic role of Rick Deckard. Hampton Fancher, who co-wrote the original film, and Michael Green have penned the sequel screenplay based on an idea by Fancher and Ridley Scott, the film's first director. The follow-up takes place several decades after the conclusion of Blade Runner and is expected to go into production this July. Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon Movies have released the first individual character posters for their upcoming sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Revealed on the film's official Facebook page Wednesday, the poster features the iconic heroes in a half shell, Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Leonardo looking over New York City. The images pay homage to the Turtles' adopted New York home and how they have protected from the forces of evil throughout their pop culture history. The Facebook page notes, Cowabunga, the Turtles emerge from the shadows in these new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 character posters. Directed by Jonathan Liebesman, Out of the Shadows will feature the band of brothers taking on fan-favorite villains from the Turtles' 80s animated series, including the towering Krang and his monster henchmen Bebop and Rocksteady, played by Gary Anthony Williams and WWE superstar Sheamus. Arrow star Stephen Amell also joins the fray as the hockey stick-wielding vigilante Casey Jones, along with the returning stars Megan Fox as reporter April O'Neil and her bumbling cameraman Fernwick, played by Will Arnett. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows opens in theaters June 3rd, 2016. Fox Searchlight has released the first trailer for its upcoming Absolutely Fabulous film starring Jennifer Saunders and Joanna Lumley. The teaser follows the two British stars playing cult favorites Edna and Patsy as they romance men, drink cocktails, and act as if on glamorous vacations on the French Riviera. The film, written by Saunders and directed by Mandy Fletcher, will see the return of the characters from the original BBC series, which ran for 3 seasons beginning in 1992. Julia Swahala will revive her role as Safi Monsoon. Jan Horrocks will again play Bubble, and Jim Whitfield will return as Mother. Deadline reported in August of last year the entire cast from the original series has been confirmed to come back to their roles from the big screen. Production for the anticipated film Absolutely Fabulous began in October and is scheduled for U.S. and U.K. release July 1st. Julianne Moore has reportedly entered negotiations to play the villain in the upcoming Kingsman sequel for Fox. Moore, who recently played opposite Ellen Page in the LGBT drama Freehold, would join original cast member Taron Egerton on set under director Matthew Vaughn, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Actor Colin Firth, whose mentor character died in the first film, is not expected to return as of yet, although the outlet reports that there were initial talks of somehow bringing back the actor via a flashback or twin. Kingsman 2 is expected to begin shooting in May. Of her work on Freehold, the Oscar-winning actress recently shared her happiness over Ellen Page's opportunity to play a lesbian character on screen after coming out in 2014. Moore said in an interview with The Morning, this was the first time that Ellen's played a gay character on screen, and she was delighted. She felt that she was able to be her authentic self in a part. She also added, even though the story is very sad, it was also joyful for her that she was able to participate in that way. Actor Christian Bale is set to star in the 19th century set films Hostiles, reuniting him with Scott Cooper, his director on 2013's Out of the Furnace. A synopsis says, set in 1892, Hostiles tells the story of a legendary army captain who, after stern resistance, begrudgingly agrees to escort a dying Cheyenne war chief and his family back to tribal lands. Making the harrowing and perilous journey from an isolated army outpost in New Mexico to the grasslands of Montana, the former rivals encounter a young widow whose family was murdered on the plains. Together they must join forces to overcome the punishing landscape and hostile Comanche tribes that they encounter along the way. Cooper is directing and producing alongside John Lesher and Ken Cowell. Waypoint Entertainment will begin financing Hostiles, which will begin shooting in July. Bale is currently an Oscar nominee for his work in The Big Short. He previously won an Academy Award for his performance in The Fighter. Hunger Games actor Josh Hutcherson will headline an upcoming Hulu pilot called Future Man, a comedy series from Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. The Mockingjay Part 2 star will reportedly play Josh Futterman, a janitor and world-class gamer who is visited by extraterrestrial characters who are convinced him to travel back in time to help save the world. Written by Kyle Hunter and Ariel Shafir, and executive produced by Rogen, Goldberg, James Weaver, and Matt Tolmack, the 30-minute Hulu original is being handled by Sony Pictures TV. Hutcherson's production company, Turkey Foot, is also producing, according to Deadline. NBC says Thursday it has scheduled Hairspray Live to air December 7th. No casting has been yet revealed, but the network announced the program will be directed by Kenny Leon and choreographed by Jerry Mitchell. Set in 1960s Baltimore, Hairspray follows the adventures of a bubbly teen who lives out her dreams of appearing on an American Bandstand-style television show. Hairspray originated as a non-musical movie, then became a hit Broadway musical, and finally a blockbuster musical film. Robert Greenblatt, the chairman of NBC Entertainment, said in a statement, "In keeping with our desire to bring the best of Broadway to our live musicals, we assembled the Broadway Dream Team of Tony Award winners for Hairspray Live. We're thrilled to have director Kenny Leon, who knocked the whiz live way out of the park, and Jerry Mitchell, the original choreographer of Hairspray, and who is the director of 2 smash hit musicals running on Broadway right now. We also have one of the most celebrated Broadway hyperknights, Harvey Fierstein, back writing the adaptation for TV. No one knows Hairspray better than him, since he played the role of Edna Turnblad more than 1,000 times and won the Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical. Along with our incredible producing team of Craig Zaydan and Neil Miron, and arguably the best songwriting team in musicals, Mark Scheinman and Scott Whitman, Hairspray Live is in the best possible hands." Amazon Studios says it has acquired the latest, as-of-yet untitled feature film from writer-director Woody Allen. Shot last summer on location in New York and Los Angeles, the movie is a 1930s set romantic comedy starring Janine Berlin, Steve Carell, Jesse Eisenberg, Blake Lively, Parker Posey, Kristen Stewart, Corey Stahl, and Ken Staub. Amazon said it will open the film this summer with a traditional nationwide theatrical release. Following its theatrical run, it will become available exclusively to Amazon Prime members through Prime Video. Allen joked in a statement Thursday, "Like all beginning relationships, there is much hope, mutual affection, and genuine goodwill. The lawsuits come later." Roy Price, the head of Amazon Studios, said, "Woody Allen is a brilliant filmmaker. We're so proud to be in business with him for both his next film and his first ever TV series." Allen is writing and directing an untitled 6-episode television series for Amazon starring himself, Elaine May, and Miley Cyrus. HBO says it has renewed its drama series Vinyl for a second season. Created by Mick Jagger, Martin Scorsese, Rich Cohen, and Terrence Winter, the show described in press notes as a ride through the sex and drug-addicted music business in the early 1970s at the dawn of punk, disco, and hip-hop. Starring Bobby Cannavale, Olivia Wilde, Ray Romano, Juno Temple, and Max Casella, the series began its 10-episode first season this past Sunday, with a 2-hour pilot directed by Scorsese from a tale played by Winter and George Mastrust. The Cosby Show in a Different World alum Lisa Bonet will guest star in Season 4 arc for Ray Donovan, Showtime confirmed Thursday. The cable television network said in a press release, Bonet will play Marisol, a dangerously unstable woman with a damaging secret. The show is currently in production in Los Angeles. It will return with new episodes later this year. Ray Donovan stars Levi Schreiber as a titular LA professional fixer, the man called in to make the city's celebrities, superstar athletes, and business moguls' most complicated and combustible situations go away. Julianne Hough will not return to judge the 22nd season of Dancing with the Stars, ABC has confirmed. Hough said in a statement to Entertainment Tonight, "I will miss being on the panel for season 22, but have a lot of exciting stuff coming that I look forward to sharing. The pro dancers, producer, and crews at Dancing with the Stars will always be my family." The 2-time Dancing with the Stars champion promised, "I promise it's not the last you'll see of me in the ballroom." Series producer Rob Wade mentioned in a separate statement, "Julianne will always be a part of the Dancing with the Stars family, and we hope to see her back in the ballroom in the future." Hough has been featured on the series as a judge for the past 3 seasons after competing as a pro dancer in seasons 4 and 8, winning the Mirrorball Trophy alongside Apollo Anton Ono and Helio Castroneves. Other changes coming in season 22 include Judge Len Goodman returning to the competition series following his absence in season 21. Hough's brother Derek will still be featured on the show after leading Bindi Irwin to the victory last fall. Hough was last seen in Fox's musical special Grease Live, portraying main character standing in a role the actress described as her 5-year-old dream. A passing to report. Angela Raiola, a.k.a. Mob-Wives reality star Big Ange, died early Thursday morning after battling with aggressive throat and brain cancer. She was 55 years old. The news was confirmed by the television personality's friend Vinny Medugno on Twitter shortly after her death. Medugno wrote, "It is with sad regret that we inform you that at 3:01 a.m., Angela Raiola peacefully ended her battle with cancer and was called home. She was surrounded by nothing but love from her immediate family and closest friends. You, her fans, were some of the most special people in her world, and she loved you immensely." He continued by saying, "Thank you for your love, prayers, and unconditional support of Angela right to the very end. She truly went out richer than any monetary value could ever amount to. In typical Big Ange fashion, we knew she would say, 'Love you, my babies.'" Medugno went on to explain the celebrity's Twitter page will remain open as a celebration of who she was and will always be, adding his gratitude to have represented Big Ange on social media. Since being re-diagnosed with throat and brain cancer in 2015, Big Ange maintained a positive image. On Monday, the reality star spoke on the Dr. Oz show of her experience. She said, "I tried to stay positive. I look at my kids and my grandchildren and know how much they need me. My daughter lives with me with her kids and her husband, so I'm very close to my grandchildren." Big Ange started chemotherapy for the last time in January and later switched over to another type of immunotherapy. She told host Dr. Menik Oz, "Sometimes I feel I'm going to be fine, and sometimes I just don't think I am. I can't make sense of this. One day I was perfectly fine, thinking I had strep throat. The next thing I know, I have stage 2 throat cancer." Speaking to the host, Big Ange also divulged she left her husband Neil Murphy because, quote, "He never stepped up to the plate, so I was done with it. Now it's too late. Bye. I'd rather be by myself." After diagnosis, Big Ange's sister Janine DeTore launched a GoFundMe page that had since, at the time, raised over $44,000. Big Ange is survived by DeTore, her 2 children, Raquel and Anthony D'Onofrio, and 6 grandchildren. Jennifer Lopez showed off her twerking talents during the latest EW sketch on The Tonight Show. The Shades of Blue actress portrayed colorful tween Gabby, the best friend of Jimmy Fallon's over-the-top teenage girl persona Sarah, Wednesday night. Upon entering the scene, Lopez's character showed intense teenage annoyance after finding out her dad, quote, "joined Snapchat and he friended me." She complained his username is Snapdaddy123, can I live? Later in the fan-favorite EW sketch, Fallon's character called for a talent show, during which he balanced a metal spoon on his nose. Lopez's talent was a little more involved, and after some coaxing, she agreed to dance to Rihanna's newest single, Work. Dressed in rainbow-colored garb and high pigtails, Lopez expertly twerked and shook her hips to the music before Sarah's stepdad Gary entered the scene to crash the party. To the duo's dismay, he too revealed he had joined Snapchat. Jennifer Goldwyn revealed the sex of her and Josh Dallas' second baby during an interview at the premiere for Zootopia. The Once Upon a Time co-stars will be having another son, Goodwin, confirmed to E! News Wednesday night. She revealed both she and Dallas were hoping for the outcome. The mother to son Oliver Finlay Dallas said on the red carpet, "We honestly wanted that. I have a sister, Josh has a brother. We were both close to our siblings. We like the idea of 2 of the same, don't care which." Goodwin and Dallas, who met on the set of Once Upon a Time and played Snow White and Prince Charming, respectively, first revealed they were expecting in November. In an interview for Disney 23, Goodwin admits she's afraid her children won't be as excited about Disney as she is. She told the outlet, "We've gone to Disneyland probably a bit more than is healthy." She continued, "Oliver loves it. I have a video of him having a dance jam with Pluto and Donald. He cries when we take him away from the characters instead of what most toddlers do, which is cry when the characters come to them." Goodwin lends her voice to the new Disney animated film Zootopia as police rabbit Judy Hopps. The children's movie opens in theater March 4th. Marina Baccarin will put her divorce from Austin Chick on pause due to her high-risk pregnancy. The 36-year-old actress, who is expecting with boyfriend and Gotham co-star Ben McKenzie in March, requested to delay a deposition until 30 days after she gives birth, according to documents obtained by news outlets. Baccarin said in the documents, "I am now almost 8 months pregnant, and I continue to have a high-risk pregnancy. My physician, who I last saw on January 29, 2016, has advised me to have as much bed rest as possible and limited activities." She further advised that sitting as to answering questions for a deposition, regardless of length of time, is unduly and unnecessarily stressful to me at this time. Such stress will affect my personal well-being and potentially cause harm to the health of my unborn child. Baccarin filed the request February 3rd prior to the scheduled deposition last week. She and Chick were married over 3 years and share 2-year-old son Julius. The actress was ordered to pay Chick $23,000 in child and spousal support in November. Baccarin recently said of her pregnancy at Deadpool's fan event, I feel huge. I'm ready to pop. I'm definitely less nervous with my second, but it goes by a lot quicker because you're chasing after a toddler. There's not a lot of resting going on. Baccarin and McKenzie, who played Dr. Leslie Tompkins and Detective James Gordon on Gotham, announced they were expecting in September. The co-stars made their red carpet debut as a couple at a Sierra Club event in November. Zayn Malik's debuted new song It's You on Wednesday's episode of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. The 23-year-old English singer performed the ballad with the Roots on the NBC Late Night Talk Show, his first solo television appearance since leaving One Direction. It's You is the second song to debut from Malik's forthcoming solo album, Mind of Mine, and is reportedly about his ex-fiancée Perry Edwards. The singer released Pillow Talk in January along with the music video featuring girlfriend Gigi Hadid. He previously told Beats One of writing the song about Edwards, I just felt like I needed to put myself out there on that just because it was a form of therapy for me and it didn't help me get through some shit. Malik also unveiled his album cover of Mind of Mine, which features a childhood photo of the singer with digitally added tattoos. The recording artist will release the record March 25th under the single moniker Zion. Leaked audio revealed Kanye West having a meltdown before he took the stage on Saturday Night Live. Released by Page Six, the recorded tirade featured the outspoken rapper upset over changes made to the stage and a mention of pop star Taylor Swift. West is heard saying, look at that shit, they took my shit off in SNL without asking me. Now I'm bummed that and Taylor Swift's fake ass. According to Page Six, West is yelling at SNL production staff. However, a source close to the 38-year-old explained to Rolling Stone that this audio was secretly recorded while he was venting his frustration in a private moment with his team. He found out that his stage design was changed and taken apart under the direction of the show's lighting director without anyone's approval. As the profanity-laden rant continued on, West threatened to walk off the show before he begins declaring himself more influential than Stanley Kubrick, Pablo Picasso, and Paul the Apostle. He said, whoa, by 50% I am more influential than Stanley Kubrick, Picasso, Apostle Paul, fucking Picasso, and Escobar. By 50% more influential than any other human being he has heard saying. By 50% dead or alive, by 50% for the next 1,000 years, Stanley Kubrick, yay. West did end up performing on the sketch comedy series, with the source noting to Rolling Stones that afterwards the rapper stayed behind to chat with the staff and the cast and thank the producers on his way out the door. Following the performance and before the audio was released, West talked about being more humble on Twitter Wednesday in response to an earlier series of tweets in which he mentioned retaking the throne of rap while asking Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg to invest in Kanye West's ideas. West posted, man, I was thinking about when I commented on the idea of taking the rap throne. That statement hasn't been sitting well with me. That is a dated mentality. I'm not that. He also continued by saying a wise man should be humble enough to admit when he's wrong and change his mind based on new information. My number one enemy has been my ego. There's one throne, and that's God. February has been a busy month for West, who's recently released his seventh studio album, The Life of Pablo, and made headlines for taking credit for Swift's success on his new song, Famous. Swift seemingly responded to the lyric while accepting the award for Album of the Year at the Grammys Monday, proclaiming on stage, as the first woman to win Album of the Year at the Grammys twice, I want to say to all the young women out there, there are going to be people along the way who will try to undercut your success or take credit for your accomplishments or your fame. And in a related story, Kylie Jenner will team up with Puma on a new ad campaign, much to Kanye West's chagrin. The athletic wear company confirmed as much in a statement Wednesday after West declared his 18-year-old sister-in-law would never collaborate with the brand last week. Global Director of Brand Marketing Adam Petrick said, I am pleased and excited to be able to confirm that Puma is indeed working with Kylie Jenner. Kylie will be featured on the brand's Spring-Summer Women's Training campaign launch in April 2016. Kylie represents a fresh and exciting new era of fashion, and we couldn't think of a more fitting and influential female to headline this campaign. West, who designs for Puma rival Adidas, has told his 19 million Twitter followers Jenner won't work for the company out of a sense of loyalty. The 38-year-old rapper married the teenager's half-sister Kim Kardashian in 2014. Sierra is donating her winnings from an appearance on Hollywood Game Night to the Seattle Children's Hospital. The prize won Wednesday night totaled at $10,000. The pop singer announced her intentions for the prize money on Twitter shortly after her win on the NBC Game Show. The hospital's official Twitter handle also thanked the singer in response. Sierra wrote, such a cool feeling winning for Jessica and at Seattle Children's tonight on at NBC Game Night. The hospital replied, you had us jumping out of our seats with the popcorn on the edge of our seats during the final round of at NBC Game Night. Thanks again. Ciara reportedly visits the Seattle Children's Hospital, often with boyfriend, Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson. The couple's relationship recently sparked engagement rumors, which Ciara denied in a recent interview with E! News. During a brief interview at Coach presentation during New York's Fashion Week, the I Bet singer corrected her interview when she congratulated Ciara. Congratulations on good love, she replied with a smile before waving her ringless left hand.